When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's group therapy on 99.7 DJX.
Buckle up. Here we go. Hey, Ben and Kelly, my girlfriend and I have been together for 18 months. We've lived together close to 5 months now.
Okay.
Well, the other night when I came home from work, she told me she wasn't happy, that she didn't think I was the right man for her. I asked her why. She said there were a lot of things that she overlooked early on in our relationship that have become a real annoyance for her.
Okay.
So I asked her what it was, and she said there were just too many to really name. Well, I told her that it was only fair that she tell me what, so that I could have a chance to change.
Okay.
The next day, there was a piece of paper on the counter. At the top, it read, "Here are 20 starters."
Starters. Oh, gosh.
She said that I should absorb it, call her when I had time to process it all. She'd gone to a friend's place to stay. The list was overwhelming, to say the least. Now, I love her more than anything, but isn't love about taking someone as they are?
Uh-huh.
Should I make the effort or prepare myself that this relationship has no future? Kyle. By the way, here is the list.
I don't know. Do we want to do all 20? Let's just do a couple of them because there are a ton.
There are a ton. Okay, number one, the first on the list, we should start there. You spend more time playing video games inside than you do outside with me. And then when you go outside, you're on your phone.
Okay.
You've never done the dishes, not once, never run the vacuum, toilet paper roll, don't even thank me when I do your laundry or make you a meal. It's like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Once you quit the sexy time because it was time to play a video game with Jack.
Jack, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Every time you drive my car, you bring it back empty. Thursday night, you spilled a drink on the table, left it. Like this kind of stuff. It kind of seems like every little one of these instances has kind of stacked up in her brain, I think.
Well, yeah, she even said it. She said she overlooked it at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so Kyle, yes, there is a part of a relationship where you need to take someone as they are. Yes.
Yes, but there is kind of a lot here that I think at first when you hear, oh, she gave you a list of 20 things at least that you need to change, and you're thinking, oh, she's just mean. And then you kind of start to dive into the list a little bit.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, well, these are things that I think normal, if you're going to get into another relationship,
you might want to
consider some of these things, or at least being aware of some of these things, because it sounds like to me and this is going to be tough to hear, maybe you're selfish, like
a little bit.
You are still self-absorbed. You're not ready to let others be the focus of your life.
Well, it looks a little like maybe you need to grow up a little bit too. To have like a meaningful adult relationship. By the way, I'd like to, at this point, to ask my husband to stop listening to the show. He just texted, "Where did she get my list?" Stop! Lose this number. Stop listening.
All right. So listen, if you got a comment, you can 502-571-9970. But look, I think yes, Kyle. Yes, you should address this. And
Shanna said, sounds like he's looking to move back in with mommy and not with a girlfriend.
Yeah, Emily's like, look, a homegirl can certainly do better. Valid points all around. Yeah, so these are not necessarily out of, like, the list, if you see the list on Facebook, at Ben and Kelly Show, we only gave you a couple.
All of them are listed.
They really are not out of the ordinary. It's not like, you don't ever let me, I don't know.
I don't think this makes for high maintenance.
Go on shopping sprees with my girlfriends or weekends in Vegas and things like that. No, it's like nothing. It's like normal things that someone who's not self-absorbed can understand. So, if you've got a question or a comment, and I'd love to hear it, especially if you have almost given your partner an opportunity to improve, and they did, and you went back to them.
Yeah, and then it worked out.
Yeah, I'd love to hear those stories, all right? 502-571-9970, because I think that could help Kyle maybe make that transition in his brain that, okay, maybe this is something that I should take.
Maybe this is the wake-up call that he needs. And
right.
maybe there's a little self-reflection that needs to happen here and some improvements that can be made to grow up a little bit.
Group therapy. Kyle's girlfriend of a year and a half moved out. He asked her, what gives? What can I do to change? So she told him. She gave him a list of about 20 things he could improve on. He's like, isn't love about taking someone as they are? So,
right. And when you hear, oh, she gave him a list of things that's wrong with him to change, you immediately kind of think, judge her by being a little too high maintenance. But then you do a deep dive into the list and she's got some pretty valid points and kind of paints the picture as to the fact that maybe Kyle needs to grow up a little bit.
Yeah, Sam's like, does Kyle eat cereal out of a giant mixing bowl? He sounds a lot like my feral brother. That's funny.
Becky said, if this is the first time Kyle's lived outside of his parents' house, he possibly may not know to do these adult things, which she should take into consideration. And did she ever once ask him to do any of these things? Some guys don't think about those things, especially if they've never lived outside of their parents' home, which is a good point. And Stacy said, Kyle. It doesn't matter who you are in a relationship with. If this is how you're going to be, you will not survive any relationship with anyone.
Yeah.
You really need to think more about the other person in the relationship and what you can do for them, not just what they can do for you, or you'll be needing some cats in your future.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a future with your former girlfriend. I really don't. But you may have a future with someone else if you take some of the things that she says to heart. Now, some other people were like, she's kind of at fault too, because she let it go on too long until it reached a boiling point.
Right. In these instances, she didn't bring it up in the moment.
Yes.
And bring attention. She just kind of let it all pile up.
Right.
And then she exploded. But now she did say, hey, process all of this and then give me a call.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's leaving the door open if he does want to try to make the effort.
Now, Jordan, coming from a dude, what's your thought?
Well, coming from a dude, like, I'm more of the clean one. She's more of the messy one. So it's become more of a, we got to have a schedule together to do it together. Because if she's going to meet my expectations, like, I have to, be there to provide help. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just expect someone to do what you want without saying anything.
Yeah, it should be a team effort, honestly. Like, everything like that around the house should be a team effort. And other things like, paying attention to me more. Like, when you're outside with me, you're paying attention to your phone. Things like that. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's being a little bit more aware of the person in your relationship.
Well, you need to, if you have time for yourself, that's great. But that needs to have boundaries.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're just going to end up hating each other.
Mm.
Yeah.
All good points, Jordan. Hey, thank you, man.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think what it all boils down to is, yes, I think there are some good points in this that you don't necessarily need to check off all these things off the list, but I think you just need to do some self-reflecting and realize that in order for you to be in a relationship, you got to be willing to put someone else's needs and wants sometimes in front of your own.
Well, yeah, and be an equal partner in a lot of the just household things, in the, attentiveness to your relationship, all of that. I think the fact that she did kind of like, because she loved him, let a lot of these kind of like skirt by and then realized all of this stuff was starting to pile up. Yeah. And then that led to her unhappiness. So I think if he truly loves her, doesn't want to lose her, and really makes a concerted effort, maybe they've got a shot, and this was the wake-up call he needed.
I'm just looking over the list, and it's just like, my gosh. I mean, put all together, it's like, man, Kyle, didn't you see this coming?
Yeah.
Like, didn't you see this?
Well, sometimes guys need it literally spelled out, and all here it is, literally spelled out.
All right. Well, hey, good luck. Kyle, I do hope that you work on this a little bit, and then yes, do some of this stuff, do some self-reflecting, and then give her a call back and see if there's a future there.
We're hoping that it's going to work out the way you want it to.
Yep. All right. Keep us posted.